Well, Mr. Ivanyo, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Did you guys know that Mr. Ivanyo is a wrestling expert?
Yes.
He wrestled and he coached here at the high school for many years, and he was really good at coaching. And I mean, he never beat my husband's team at Crown Point, but he was good. I'm not a wrestling expert. I know that there's a circle and there's two people competing and they stay in the circle. I know there's a ref and I know there's lots of different wrestling moves, but by no means am I a wrestling expert. You guys know I'm a horse expert. We talk about that one all the time. But did you guys also know
He was your math teacher?
he was my math teacher? That's why I can't be a math expert, because he was my teacher, so I can't be a math teacher. However, I am a basketball expert. So, I played year-round for 20 years. Way too many years, yeah. I then coached basketball. I coached... Oh, I have lots of friends who are actually being rude, shouting out at me right now. If I'm talking, you're just being a listener right now, hands down. So then I coached here at Boone Grove, and then I coached JV at Hebron. And what makes me an expert at basketball is I went to lots of basketball camps. I had professionals who taught me. I studied playbooks. I watched games. I went and scouted teams. And those are different things. And even just the years I played helps make me an expert. Now, Mr. Ivanyo, he's not a basketball expert. His son is a basketball expert. He plays basketball very well, and he'll probably play in college, so he's an expert. And Mr. Ivanyo knows about basketball. He played it for fun, and he watches his son, so he gains knowledge that way, but he's not an expert. So what I want to do today with Mr. Ivanyo is he's going to come up here with me right now, and I want to inform Mr. Ivanyo on 3 different basketball passes. Oh, look, he's stretching and everything.
Wait, is this recording? I know all 3.
Mr. Ivanyo, you can cut away. It's okay. All right, so 3 different basketball passes that I want to inform you on are, we have a bounce pass, okay? Elbows out, you're going to step into it, and you should have the pass land at their chest with 1 bounce in between you. It's great for going around people who are guarding you. We also have a chest pass. Again, elbows out, stepping into it. It should land at their chest, okay? And the last, my least favorite, is an overhead pass. My least favorite because I was just never good at throwing. I could never throw a softball, just not my skill set. Thanks, Mr. Ivanyo. You passed pretty good. Give Mr. Ivanyo a round of applause. Woo! So I just informed Mr. Ivanyo on 3 types of basketball passes. We are getting ready to start our next writing unit. You guys are also going to be informing your audience on something that you are an expert at, okay? So let's look at, can I have Malia grab our lights, please?
Both of them go far.
Yeah, go ahead and grab both of them. So our next writing unit is on informative writing. So let's look at that word, okay? Inform. Okay, I called it informative writing, and some of you might be like, what does that word mean? That's kind of a bigger word. I know we don't like to use those bigger words, okay? But look at, inform is in all of these words, okay? And that's using our context clues, looking for words that are within another word, okay? Informational. Some people refer to this type of writing as an informational writing. You are giving information, okay? That word inform. That's what you're doing when you're informing somebody of something. You're giving them information. I was informing Mr. Ivanyo on types of basketball passes. So what is an informative writing? It is a non-fiction text. What does that word non-fiction mean?
Real.
meaning it's real, okay, and not just realistic, okay? It needs to be real. It is used to inform or explain something to the reading audience. You are the expert. In other words, you are going to be the teacher to your audience. Let's watch this little clip here.
Informational writing. Episode 1. What is it? Informational texts tell facts. Facts are always true. Authors write informational books to teach other people facts about a topic. These books are fiction. They are made-up stories. They are not informational. These books are nonfiction. They are informational because they teach facts about a topic. Informational texts often have special text features like a table of contents, headings, and a glossary. Check out episode 2 to learn how you can choose a topic for your own informational book.
All right, let's go back to our PowerPoint. All right, so this is a nice little way to help you remember informative writing. We have our letters in form, and it has our definition in this. So include an opening paragraph to introduce the topic, so our introduction paragraph. We name facts in the body paragraphs of your essay. And how many body paragraphs do we have in our writings? Mimi? 3. Yeah, 3. You follow the facts with supporting sentences. You organize your writing with transition words. Give me an example of a transition word.
And.
Not and. That's a conjunction.
Next.
Next would be another one. Alyssa?
Then.
Then works. Charlie? First? Good. Refer to the topic and include key vocabulary. And make a closing paragraph that relates to the topic. So our conclusion paragraph. So what are you an expert at? So my examples were basketball, horses, okay? Teaching 5th grade. I went to college to learn how to teach. I do trainings periodically still so I can keep my knowledge up so I can keep being an expert. Some poor examples of myself that I could not say I'm an expert at would be wrestling. Okay, Mr. Ivanyo, that'd be a good one for him. Being a principal. Now I know a principal. I know some of the things that Mr. Ivanyo does, but I don't know enough that I could be an expert at that. I would need to go to school to learn more on that to be an expert. Swimming. My 5-year-old can swim better than I can. I could go in the deep end and last maybe 5 minutes, and then I'd probably drown. I'm just not good at swimming. Now, I could be an expert if I wanted to and take swimming lessons, so I have the potential to be an expert, but I'm not currently an expert. I could not say that for myself. Now, I want you right now to get out your language notebook. And I want you to make a list of things that you are an expert at right now. Make a list for yourself. Everybody's lists are going to be different. They are going to be different lengths, have different topics on there. Maybe you're an expert at making peanut butter and jelly. You make your own lunches and you're good at that. Okay, I know some of you are in sports. Think about some of your hobbies. I know I've got some friends in here who are gaming experts.
Can it be like more than one sport?
Yeah, you can list all of your sports. Whatever you're an expert at, make a list.
There's like puzzling.
But you could be an expert at doing puzzles, yeah. And don't just think of actions, okay? Think of things that you know, too. It doesn't have to be an action. It could just be knowledge that you have that makes you an expert in that topic. Maybe you really like pandas. Now, you don't own a pet panda, but you're an expert in the fact that you have looked up so much information on them. You study them. You watch shows on them. You watch National Geographic on them. So you're an expert because of your knowledge of those pandas. So it doesn't have to be just an action.
Can I tell you something?
Hold on.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good at ignoring my brother, but so at night, so sleeping in one.
You prefer sleeping, yes.
Yes.
Sure. Mimi.
Is it okay if you say that watch TV all day?
Whatever you're an expert at. Let's try and be realistic. I've got some friends kind of going a silly direction with it. Let's try and be realistic.
Oh yes.
In your language notebook. You can date it at the top. Today's October 28th. One more minute. Mask break is over. Masks on. All right, if you're still thinking of your list, you can come back to that later and add to it. But I want you to turn to somebody in your area and tell them one thing that you're an expert at. If you would like to turn to a different neighbor and tell them one, you can. Listening in 3, 2, 1. Raise your hand if you would like to share with the whole class what you're an expert at. Sophia?
Babysitting my little sister.
Babysitting, I like it. Jake? Baseball? Bradley?
Fishing.
Fishing?
Karate.
Karate? I did not know that about you. Interesting.
Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Minecraft and baseball.
Minecraft and baseball?
YouTube and building.
YouTube and building. I know you have your own YouTube channel.
Drawing and writing.
Drawing and writing. You're always drawing. You like that.
Showing my pigs.
Oh, showing your pigs.
I've been doing drums for 6 years.
Say that again.
I've been doing drums for 6 years and there's lessons.
Drums, you said? Nice, drums. You have your own drum set?
Gaming, basketball.
Nice. Raina?
Jump roping and running.
Jump roping and running.
Volleyball, horses.
Volleyball and horses.
Bunnies and robots.
Bunnies and what?
Robots.
Who hasn't shared? You shared. Hands down if you shared already. Aiden?
I'm an expert at building Legos and airplanes. I know a lot of airplanes.
Legos and airplanes. Nice.
I'm an expert at trying to fix phones and robots.
Very nice. Lots of friends building. All right. So let's look at some examples of informational text. Okay, newspapers would be an example of informational text. Okay, it's a daily or weekly publication on folded sheets that contain news, articles, and advertisements. Biographies and autobiographies. So I have some examples here, and if you like any of these are at the library, okay, our library. I've got one here on Benjamin Franklin. I've got one here on Jeff Gordon. I've got one here on Bill Pete. I've got one on Jordan Romero, who was the youngest person to climb a summit. Okay, and these account of series are events of a person's life. Okay, so they're giving us information on that person's life. We have almanacs. I have here the World's Almanac for Kids. Okay, almanac is really interesting. If you guys haven't checked those out from the library. So here they're giving me information on dance, ballet, and modern dance. I've got theater in here. I've got music information. It tells me different instruments. I've got constellations on the stars information. I've got plant information on here. I've got some animals. I've got, oh, what are the odds of this? Swimming. I should read that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so almanacs are annual publications of weather forecasts and other information arranged according to a calendar year. We've got magazines. Okay, I brought in a horse magazine, of course, right? Okay. Now this magazine then is giving me facts about different horse shows and horses that competed and what they won. But are all magazines informational?
No.
Because are they all going to be real?
No.
Not always, okay? And maybe it even might be by sections. Some sections are going to be fiction, some sections are going to be nonfiction. So parts of your magazine might be informational, and then parts might not be, okay?
Who drew the crayons?
I hand drew all of them myself. Really good. All right, so I've got here, I know you guys know the Magic School Bus, right? They have a show, they've got books. I've got two up here. The electric field trip and one on the dinosaurs, okay? If you like these, they're at the library. Now, the Magic School Bus. I want you to write down in your language notebook right now. Is this informational or not? Would this be an informational text or not? Think about what qualifies a book as informational or a writing as informational. Write down in your language notebook now. Is this informational or not? Magic School Bus. Okay, I want to vote now. Raise your hand if you say, yes, this is informational. I've got probably a little over half of my class. Hands down. Raise your hand if you say, no, this is not informational. Okay, and I have some friends who are unsure who didn't vote because they were unsure. So let's see. Hold on. Let's see if it fits our requirements. Is it used to inform or explain something to the reading audience? Yes or no? I hear yeses and nos. Okay? And then our other requiring information, is it non-fiction? Meaning not fake. I have some yeses and nos here. So, is it used to inform or explain? Yes. Okay, so this one about my dinosaurs, it's informing our audience about dinosaurs. Okay, it's going to have dinosaur facts in here, some history, some different types of dinosaurs that's informing us on. And then this one, it's informing me on electric. So kind of like that NIPSCO unit we had. Different things with electricity and how we can save energy. And that's what's informing us on. So is it informing? Yes. But is it non-fiction? No. But it does use fiction to portray facts. Okay, so it is giving me real facts. Okay, the friends in the Magic School Bus, are they real?
No.
No. But the facts about the electricity, is that real? Yes. So this one's tricky to classify, but it is informational. Okay? Yes, it has cartoon characters, but it has real facts in it that's informing us on. Now, what about this one? I have this newspaper, and it says, the Man of Steel is back. I want you to write down your language notebook right now. Is this one informational?
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I think it's supposed to be Captain America.
Shh, no shouting out right now, please. Writing it down in your language notebook. Think about your requirements. Is it used to inform or explain something? And is it nonfiction? Raise your hand if you say it's informational. I have nobody. Raise your hand if you say it's not informational. Good. So it is used to inform something, but is it nonfiction? No. Because is Superman real? No.
It's not information. What?
No. Because Superman's not real. All right, so now what? What are we going to do with this information about our informational writing? Well, what is our first step in the writing process? We gather information, but what am I constructing? What am I making first, Kara? I'm going to pick my topic, and with that topic, I'm going to create my pre-write. Yeah. So let's go ahead and see. How are we going to pick a topic? There's so many topics to choose from. So let's see. Let's watch this little video link that's going to help me.
Informational writing. Episode 2. Choosing a topic. Informational texts tell facts. They are always true. Authors write informational books to teach other people about a topic. The topic is what the book is all about. The topic of this book is tigers. First, I'm going to brainstorm some topics that I know a lot about. I know a lot about bikes, and computers, and money, and dogs. These are some possible topics that I can choose from. Next, I need to think about my audience. Your audience is who will read your writing. If I'm writing for my little brother, I might teach him about dogs. But I wouldn't teach my mom about dogs because she already knows a lot about them. So let me think about these questions. What do I know a lot about? What can I teach my audience? And what am I really interested in? I think I'm going to write about computers. I know a lot about them. And I'm writing for my classmates, and I bet I could teach them a lot of stuff. And I love the computer, so I know I won't get bored with this topic. Check out episode 3 to see how I make a plan for my writing.
All right, so you guys have a list in your language notebook of things that you are an expert at. I want you to look at that list right now, and I want you to go ahead and circle one from your list. What do you know the most about that you feel you could teach your audience? What is the best one that you're an expert at? Narrow it down to one. Just circle it. If you like this PowerPoint and you feel like you need to go back and review something, this is on Schoology, guys, if you want to view it on your iPad. Jake, would you grab our lights, please? Yes.
Oh my God.
All right, so you should have by now narrowed down to one item on your list that's going to be your topic. The one that you feel you are most expert about. So now it's time, like Kara told us, to go ahead and construct our pre-write. So I'm coming around to you right now and giving you a pre-write template. On the back of your pre-write, I've also included an example of an informational write. You can take a look at that right now while you're waiting and you get yours. Put your name at the top. You're welcome. should be reading your example. All right, turn to the side that has your actual pre-write on it now. Jake, would you turn off the left light? And you have a paper then that looks like this. You also have this on Schoology if you'd like to type it up on Notability instead. Your choice, your preference. Now let's look and see, what are we going to be including in our pre-write? Well, first your name should be at the top in case you drop it. We know who it is. When you look at this and you notice, how many paragraphs do I have? Does it say on this?
6.
How many paragraphs total am I going to have?
6.
Ben?
5.
I'm going to have 5 paragraphs. My first paragraph is what, Hannah? Your main idea. And it also has that very first sentence is going to be what, Brooklyn? Your very first sentence of your paragraph 1.
Hook.
Your hook, yeah. And what is paragraph 1, the whole thing? What's the whole thing called? Mimi?
Your introduction.
Yeah, your introduction paragraph. Now, in a pre-write, do I write in complete sentences? No, because is this going to be something that you turn in for me to grade? No. What is the purpose of a pre-write? Mason? Yeah, get your facts, get your ideas, get your information all on one paper. Get it organized first, okay? Do you need to look up spelling at this point? No, you just try your best, but we'll look up spelling later on in another process of our writing. What is paragraph 2 have in it then, Ricky? Put your finger on paragraph 2. And then what's it say it has in it? How many details? 3. And what's above the details? What's it have first? Your key idea. So your main idea for paragraph 2. Now, are you going to combine key idea number 1 and key idea number 2? No, because when you have new ideas, you start a new what, Maverick? A new paragraph. Very good. Paragraph 3 has how many details? Show me on your fingers. Paragraph 4 has how many details? Show me on your fingers. Good. And then paragraph 5 is called a what, Jake? It's called your conclusion. And your conclusion, now on this paper it says an interesting ending. Remember our ideas that we used for a hook? Apply those same ideas for your hooks. You can use those for your conclusion. Okay? Who remembers some examples of our hooks?
A question.
You can ask a question. Megan? An interesting fact. What else?
Like
A
a sound effect.
sound effect. What are those called when you use those sound words? What are those sound words called? Max? Onomatopoeia. We love that word. Such a fun word. What else could you start it with? What about, was my introduction to my lesson kind of funny?
Yeah.
Could you start yours with a funny part of it? Yeah, that'd be a good hook. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, for tonight, you guys are working on just your pre-write, just step 1 of our writing process for your informational writing. Okay? Not complete sentences, short phrases, no looking up spelling yet. We will all do all of those steps later on. Just your pre-write is what you're working on right now. All right? Go ahead and get started now. You guys have any questions so far?
Yeah.
Brooklyn?
What do you mean that first half? Like the first.
Our first step of our writing process. We're doing just our pre-write right now. Yeah, we're not going to do our rough draft yet. No editing yet. We'll do all those steps later.
Does it make a difference if it's on paper or on the iPad?
No, no difference. Whatever you prefer. Okay? Mimi? Do what? Your math? We did our math this morning, and I'll give you guys some study time in a little bit. Okay. Sophia?
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Do you really give this to you?
No, you're holding on to this so you can use this then, because this is going to help you do what next process? Your drafting, yeah. So you'll use this then and do your drafting. So you're going to keep this.
Have you won any championships in basketball?
Yeah. Coaching them and playing them. Sophia?
And what does restate an idea mean?
Restate the idea? Like your whole topic. Kind of summarize that whole topic for me to kind of come to an end with it. Any other questions? My e-learners are Mrs. Long's class. You can always message me or set up a Zoom with me if you have questions.